Any additions, subtractions from the COVID list for today?
Everything's status quo. The same as yesterday, both the medical and the COVID protocol list.
How's Neil feeling? Is he okay?
Yeah, I mean, he's, well, it's probably more specific questions for him, but yeah, he's doing okay now.
Are you getting the stage now again? They've missed so much practice time. Is it unlikely they'll be able to go Sunday, or if they get back in tomorrow, at least there's a chance?
Well, the first step is when I get back is obviously the conditioning, so we'll just have to evaluate that when we get to that point. But that's always been the first hurdle.
What are your thoughts on Trayvon Diggs being named Defensive Player of the Month? And when a player receives an accolade like that, do you mention it in front of the team?
Definitely. We didn't get the email, Rich, till after the team meeting, but we'll definitely recognize him in tomorrow's team meeting. So, just what a great start to the season. So deserving.
Is it more impressive considering how you guys have matched him up against opposing teams' top wide receivers so often?
Oh, definitely. And I think like anything, anytime you receive an award, that's recognized league-wide, it, recognizes, the level that he's playing at, but also, it's a standard that he's going to be challenged to keep. And I know that he definitely loves the competitive part of the game. And he's got a big matchup this week and some big challenges by this receiver group this week.
Is he at the top of the list of that second-year jump that you talked about?
Oh, definitely. I mean, if you're looking for second-year jump examples, I think, just right out of the gate, both him and Terrence Steele have definitely hit the mark so far.
You were impressed with him last year.
Should we stop? Clarence just walked straight. Another fine. I know I can't wait to go to that fine party at the end of the year.
I tried to come in the back door, sneak in, instead of the front door. You still got me.
There are no back doors in this place with all this glass.
Okay. Mike, with Trayvon traveling, flipping the script from a play caller standpoint, an offensive coach's standpoint, what does that mean for you when the top DB is following your number one receiver?
Well, I mean, a couple things. I think it's usually information coverage wise. Obviously, if they're following one of your receivers, it's for a reason. You still have to get that receiver involved in the game. I mean, there's a reason why he's being followed. So, I think that's the fun part of Sundays. The challenge, the matchups, and that's what makes this game so exciting.
You talked about this being a short week for you guys, but Carolina, they've had 10 days between games. How much is that? Do you view that as an advantage, like a big advantage, small advantage?
Well, I think it's an advantage, clearly. But, we knew when the schedule come out that was part of it. But that's just the way this thing goes. I mean, it's, if you have longer to prepare for a game, it should be an advantage. But, and then there's the other side of it, too. I think particularly when you get it later in the year, that's why I always preferred the Thanksgiving game. I think it's a great advantage because, you're going to have to play on a Thursday, night game at some point. But at that point in the year, your guys are ready to go, quicker, and then you get that break, right for December. But I think this time of year, it's probably a little bit of an advantage because, particularly after a game that they've suffered some injuries, so they have time to, reset and reboot and decide how they're going to play, against us.
When you watch them on tape, why are they so good against the run?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, you look at their personnel. I mean, they're talented on defense. There's, been a lot of investment there. With their picks and so forth, but they're playing with a lot of energy. They're getting off blocks, they're flying to the ball, they're giving you a lot of scheme. The different situations. I mean, you're seeing scheme throughout the function of the game plan. So so that there's a high volume. So they're really challenging people for recognition, which is, as we talk about weekly in here, that's the unscouted looks is a big part of this time of year, but they did it last year too. So there's some schemes that we saw in the last year's study that we haven't seen yet too. So we're just trying to be prepared for everything.
When it comes to the offense's success so far, how important has it been Dak's ability to get the offense into the right play, just his command of the offense, his preparation, and just awareness?
Well, that's a big part of it. And I mean, I think you got to give the players and coaches, a lot of credit. I mean, the coaches have been aggressive with the game plans, and I think it reflects on, where we feel we are in year 2. So the volume has been pushed to the, to full. We're not going in with low volume early season type focus, just trying to get going. So we've come out of the gates swinging here, starting in Tampa, and with that, Dak has to command that. It's a huge responsibility that he's doing an excellent job of.
His mental acumen and command, is that a big part of it as well when we talk about pace and controlling the tempo of games? Can you not do that without having a quarterback like that?
Absolutely. I mean, the command and obviously the cadence responsibility and the timing, and it's something that we've actually put a lot of extra work in the last couple weeks of training camp. We had a spot there in training camp where we needed to really improve on it, and the guys are doing a great job with it.
How impressive is his 77.5% completion rate so far through 3 games?
Love it. I think a big part of the quarterback position is getting the ball distributed, throughout your perimeter, and he's doing an excellent job of that. So not only in the in the completion percentage, but also staying in clean runs and throwing the ball when needed to.
You've been blessed to be around a lot of really outstanding quarterbacks in your career, and when they get to the level they're playing, do you go into games saying, we may not win every game, but they're going to be able to counter whatever the defense does? Have you had that feeling with other quarterbacks, and is Dak there as well?
Yeah, definitely. I think when you have a top flight quarterback, it's not only you're not only really focused on how you think you're going to play offensively. It's when the whole team runs out on the field, they know they're going to have an opportunity to win today. I think it goes with his leadership and the impact that he makes, not only on game day, but throughout the locker room, throughout the week. One of Dak's many attributes is he's the same person every day. I mean, his personality is very, very consistent. His energy towards competition is extremely consistent. How he plans and how he prepares, how he takes care of his body is second to none. So, but you see that every day. So, and that's a big part of being a big time leader.
I'm sure we've asked you this before, but you have your choice of playing services or practice services when it comes to fields here. Predominantly, you've been outside. What goes into your preference for practicing outdoors on that national?
I just always felt football's supposed to be played on grass. It's better for the joints. I think when you anticipate a plan for your players, anticipate on playing into January, into February. To me, stress is additive, whether it's physical, mental, emotional. So you're always looking at those things as you weigh your practice plan, as you weigh the amount of work you're going to do, the workload capacity of each player versus each period versus each practice. So we will be on the grass every single opportunity we possibly can.
Mike, what were your impressions of Hubbard stepping in for McCaffrey last week, and what you thought of him now?
Like his pace, like his running style. We're kind of thinking they may go with a 1-2 punch. So, but he definitely can carry the workload. I mean, I think he's shown that. So, a slasher. And bless you, it looks like he has good vision. And Clarence is, man, he's high maintenance today. My God.
Today.
Yeah, that's up to you you can put that in your next article or something. But no, good player. I think he's done a nice job, and it'll be interesting to see how they go about their run attempts.
During the broadcast on Monday, Dak makes an audible Bob Ross and Greasy he likes to draw, so he's a fan. Here's a run. I'm not asking whether that's right or wrong, but how mindful are you guys of changing up what your calls are week to week, game to game, and just know, because you've told us before how the TV copies are great, you can get so much stuff off them.
I mean, you have to be. I mean, and that's been in place for years now. I can remember distinctly when they first put when that audio became available, and so since that point, I would think everybody in NFL is doing the same thing. I mean, we break down the audio no different than we break down the video. So it's a part of our weekly preparation. It's a big part of our off-season studies, and we have a signal callers meeting both Wednesday and Thursday that Dak runs, and the defense does a little different format, but and that's the focus, is on the audio component of what goes on in the pre-snap.
Are the guys in the pit responsible for breaking down that kind of
Pit
stuff?
guys are awesome. They do it all. Absolutely. Give them some love, please. Good?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.